about ready to go. But we're going to ping the Discord really quick because I kind of forgot to do that before stream. Now, this is why people have starting soon screens, but eh. It's all right. So, how's everyone been? I just gotta say, I'm just built differently. All right. I got sick this weekend, and I was doing great. So I'm just absolutely built differently. And I've ate a bagel, and I've had a stomach ache for 2 days because of it. Please send help. I'm in desperate need. Please send help. I don't know how long I'm gonna last. But so that's why I could have streamed yesterday because actually my class got out a little. I actually want to talk about it. So I whipped this sketch up in like 10 seconds right before I turned on stream. So I would have something to go. And it is rough. So one thing I noticed is I haven't been working on like backside anatomy very much. So I thought that uh I would just kind of have QT probably, I guess, because I don't draw anyone else, and everyone that's here knows that. And I also realized I kind of forgot to get some water, so I'm getting some water while I'm talking about this. So I kind of realized that I haven't been working on any backside anatomy at all. So I thought I'd try to do a little bit of that with QT here. And I was partially inspired by Juniper yesterday, actually. So she actually did a very nice backside pose, and that gave me a lot of the inspiration for this. And then I proceeded to just be like, all right, well, let's see what we can actually do. And I'm daunted. That is just all I can say is I'm daunted already. So, all right, think about this anatomically. So this is something that's not really going to change. The neck is going to go about something like this. And you're going to go in your trap muscles here. You're going to have the shoulders, which is going to, you're going to have the shoulder muscle right all in here. And then that's going to connect in like that. Down. Okay. So a little bit that I do know. You're going to have your shoulder blades right in like this. And then, so I want to just go to. All right, I want to grab this. I want up, up, up. I am confused. Okay, this is all this. Layer one is that. Okay, I was on the wrong layer. That's why. I was heavily confused by what I had just done there. Okay. Alright. So, I know we're going to have shoulder blades right in here. Our shoulder blades are also going to come and make a deformation in here. We're going to have the spine going to connect to the back of the skull. It's going to be relatively straight, and then it's going to move out right. And then it's going to meet in with your tailbone. So I know there's actually going to be, because of your hip right in here, this is going to deform like this. And then I think we're just going to have two lines that go in like that. And that's going to be our rough shape back. And that's actually some really good anatomical tips that we. So I've always struggled with belts. bad because the character I like to draw, I always draw, has a bunch of belts. Oh, also, anyone who's here will notice that I kind of changed the music a bit today. And that's entirely intentional. I want. I've been debating buying Spotify Premium. I can actually use my like metal play, blast some metal music, all vibe and. But eh. But it's not that big of. But it's not that big of a deal. So typically I'll just put on kind of whatever YouTube recommends at the moment. And oh, wrong. Yeah, that actually looks good. I love it when a plan works together. I didn't plan for it to be that wide, but I really kind of do like how wide it is. And I actually think I did a pretty good job with this belt. I gotta give myself it. Uh, alright, so not the greatest with backside anatomy. Uh, alright, so we're just gonna blue all these. Oh, booey. Okay, someday I will not screw up all my layers by trying to be intelligent with my layers. One day. Yeah, one day I will be intelligent with my layers. While, yeah, because I screwed up my layers. Okay. I'm gonna turn off this layer. It's confusing. Turn off that layer. Okay. I turn off this layer. I have that left. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this layer like this. We're gonna name it back deform. Okay. Now, we're gonna take that. We're gonna make a folder. We're gonna call that back deform. That's gonna go right above layer one because layer one is our first sketch. All right. We're gonna drag the back deform in it. We're gonna delete that from this. Okay. We delete it and it's gone. All right. Now that's fixed. Now we have it on another layer. So copy it, create a new layer. Okay. There, and that'll be fine. That'll all be fine. Now it's fixed. I understand what I'm doing. Okay. Alright, and then now I gotta grab this off of this layer, drag it up, lead it down here. Alright. Now I merge these two together. Alright. I've literally just screwed up everything. Alright, now all our line art is on this layer. Now we're going to try to make all this white, not white, light blue, because that makes it easy to tell the difference between all of my layers. I'll change. And just something like that, then down. Then your backside will be something like that. That's gonna connect in like that to there. I don't think you're really gonna see any of this. No, I don't really like that, but it'll be fine for the moment. Not that big. Also, how did I make like that arm for that? I want to grab this as well. Then that'll merge in this down here. The reason I'm thinking that is because, so while I do, yes, tend to draw like a square shape, I'll square all this off. Really, it's not a square, and you're going to have muscles in going to round out your rib cage, which is going to round out your rib cage even. Yeah, it's going to end up rounding out the rib cage even. Trying to show that. Farther out here. Maybe this. I don't know what I might need to like. I might need to work on some of the rest of this, and then that will end. Okay, and then we'll have the belt loop a little something like that. Not looking too. Get rid of the inside line. All right, we'll get rid of the inside line, and then I think that'll actually be. I swear, sometimes whenever I'm streaming, I get paranoid because because I always have my stream pulled up, but so then my other screen would just move. I'll be paranoid that someone just typed. Can't tell you how many times I do that. That'll go. That. That's actually not bad. Kind of like not the same size, but kind of. It's like kind of okay. Kind of want to lower the opacity. Orange is like messing with. The only reason it's in orange is because the previous sketch I was doing yesterday, I was doing, or I was coloring in orange, which I actually don't think I'll like. I don't think I'll end up ever posting that sketch. Like it's not an SFW. I just wasn't happy. It's alright. It's alright, and it's unfinished. And I mean, it's fine. I was literally just, I'm trying to find out how I want to do coloring. Trying to figure out how I want to do coloring. So I want to do a little bit more cell shading. I'm going to be honest, which is kind of why, so I mentioned earlier that this is loosely based, what I'm doing here, based off of my stream. Now, I'm freaking. I like can barely see half my stream. Have a reference. But the reason I did, so I mentioned earlier that I am kind of basing this off June. The reason I'm doing that is she's done very good cell shading on it. Like there's not blended at all. And I think that's interesting. And I've always liked cell shading. But obviously she's a lot better than me. So I'm trying to figure out how she does. So I'm gonna use hers as like a reference going through most of. I get a good line in here. Massage that down a little bit. Try to get it. And now the legs are just. Love it when that happens. I love it when that happens, don't you? I think that like maybe that fixes it. I'm trying to still figure out whether I believe so. Man, I've been really slacking. Like I realized I got sick. Whenever I got sick, there's like not much I could do about it. I just complete. Oh, that's another thing. I don't know if I've talked about that. Yeah, I completely went down this week. Like I spent several days just unable to. I was just so unbelievably. And fun fact, in that time, my father stole my driver's license. So how this story went is I went to the hospital. Nothing urgent. It was just I couldn't keep food down for like days. And it was getting to the point where I like needed to get some meds so I wouldn't get sick so I could actually eat. And long story short, went into the doctors, got sick at the doctors whenever I was answering their questions. They was like, "Oh yeah, who are you?" Like, Can I see your driver's license, your card, yet, you know, the normal yada yada. And I ended up getting sick. I just looked back at my dad. I was like, Dad? Like, yeah? And he was sitting in the chair, and I was like, can you, like, take over for me in a moment? He's like, yeah. Like, why? He's like, answering questions. I'm like, I'm starting to feel like garbage. And I just look over at the trash can. They got it. He was like, oh. And he was like, okay, yeah, whatever you need. And I was like, all right. And then, sure enough, within like 4 minutes, I was getting sick in the hotel. Not hotel. No, not hotel. In the hospital trash can. I'm just sitting there like, man. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to get seen, and then I have to go and get sick in the hospital. Which, I mean, I get that's what it's for, but I'll be honest, I think this other leg, I feel like this leg needs to come farther over. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. But actually get like this, like something like that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Like it's either that or I move the outside farther out and that just breaks it. So that does mean I have to redraw this line. Draw this line from the like this. I don't know, to be honest. I'll have to zoom out. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad for just a flat. And like obviously with shading, like I'm gonna like highlight some of this and do reflective lights. But right now I'm just trying to get base in. So here's something I'm not exactly sure. So I've changed QT signs so godly. But it's like I don't even. But so QT in her current iteration is wearing like a tank top. Wearing like a tank top. And I don't know how to a tank. Like it's just gonna be like I want to just draw it as just tight fitting clothing, but it's not just tight fitting. I just don't know. So this is gonna be a learning experience. So I'm gonna try to outline just the body. And then, okay, I think I might have an idea. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go and outline the body. And then you remember them back deformers? I went and I spent like 10 minutes working on the getting my layer situated. I think that's actually gonna come in. I actually think that that's gonna come in handy because my thought is like it's just gonna be like a tight, basically tight shirt, and I was just gonna have it go up, and then the shawl will come in. That is actually a really good line for that shawl. Okay, and that's gonna come in. I Really like that line. Man, why do I have to do perfect line like that sometimes? But yeah, so this shawl line is going to come in, and we're going to have like the tassels. Okay, TSP like work. Okay, and these are going to come off something, something, something like this. Have the hood back in here. I don't know. That's a lot of stuff I haven't planned out yet. I'm going to be out. Okay, if I draw close. Okay, the shawl is going to be on its own layer. We're going to keep that line. Yeah, it's going to have its own layer line. And we're just going to try to think about this stuff. This line is actually going to... Okay, and then we're just trying to make this a little less severe. I feel like I had... And we're going to clean this line up a little bit, even though... I don't know. Alright. Then we're going to out like something like that. Gonna go up like this, and out, up. That. That puts this side being farther out according to the neat little perspective. So, alright, how do I put this? Okay, so if this side is showing, then it makes it seem this would seem like it's coming back toward. Whereas if this side is shown as continuing, it makes it look like the elbow is going more farther out. That's one thing I have kind of realized, and I feel pretty confident. Sure, someone can break that rule, but and it makes sense. That's just what I've tended to. I mean, there are people that can just absolutely break rules. Like, that makes no sense, but okay. And yeah, that's just. But from what I've learned, I think you can tend to just whichever way you go and you have this curve continue. That's the side you want. Most of the time, doing as a general rule of thumb, start with the bicep. It just it feels. But I could be wrong. I don't. I'll move. And I'm gonna take this less. I'm gonna make this less severe. I'm not really vibing with. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really vibing with. That looks pretty alright. And that gives me plenty of room. Make it like disappear later with it. Then we're gonna have the shawl up there. And I do think that the back deforms I talked about are gonna come in. I think we're gonna have these lines, and them are gonna be most of our lines. In the shirt. Because the shawl, yeah, the shawl is going to cover up most. Don't really above the really care about is the blue. I think we can that layer. It's two. All right. So I know this isn't going to make a dip. Actually, going. None of this is actually going. For my own sake, I want to because I am trying to learn how to do like proper anatomy. None of this. None of this is really all that right. I am trying to get better at doing anatomy. All right, that's looking a lot better. Off you change. Yeah. Because like none of this really needs to be defined. Another thing I do want to kind of learn how to like right now I feel like I don't like how the hair I make looks. I don't like how all my hair looks. I'm trying to learn how about here. About here. About where QT shorts end. Alright. Then we take this side down a little bit for the fold. Now I'll just canvas good. Just nice, easy. I don't have to mess with trying to go down. It's if I just rotate the draw the line just curving up. That's one thing I do like about digital. Like whenever I draw traditionally, I always rotate. I always just am spinning my notebook round and round and round. And I do appreciate if I can just kind of do that as well. Because there are certain lines I'm better at getting. I just do that. That's just one of my little art habits that I've picked up over my short time doing. Okay, so I'm gonna go down. Probably thinking the other one goes down. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. That's looking good. So I've actually been kind of thinking about buying a game called DayZ. I've been learning a little bit about it. It seems like it would be a fun thing to do occasionally. It would be a fun thing to do occasionally, but I also don't know because like there's already a huge content bubble established. So me trying to get in that, uh, and marketing that would be penetration marketing. Be quite hard from my situation. That would mean I'd have to make like a. What that tells me as a marketer, I'd have to make a lot of videos, a lot of high quality videos, where I'm kind of just drowning out their content and the algorithm, try to connect with them people to then get them, gain them, and that can be quite hard. So I don't know, but the game does look fun, and I do think I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about nothing else, trying it a bit on my own. I've been thinking about if nothing else, trying it just a little bit on my own because it looks fun, even though I'm not a huge fan of PvP. I'm not a huge fan of PvP. That game kind of lends itself to a lot of PvP-centric people. So I would probably just end up getting uh whenever someone would find me and I just get headshot out of nowhere while I'm running through the like, oh okay, fun. And that's probably what would happen. I'm not gonna lie. Even on stream. So I've been thinking, I don't know. Side needs to move back. Oh, I've been doing all this on the same. Why? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can start again. I know what I'm doing now. First one was kind of just planning out. So, yeah, I've been thinking about plans. Because, like, the game just kind of looks. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a sucker for survival games. I'm a bit of a sucker for zombie survival games. Like, there's so many ways you can that it's interesting. But I mean, it does kind of get it. It all boils down to the same formula, but like 7 Days to Die, for instance, game I like playing. It's the base game of 7 is pretty easy unless you're playing on Insane. In that case, you've done it to yourself. So I have no sympathy at that point. But 7 Days to Die can actually be quite easy. Like you can go a brawler's build and just not die ever, basically. You can go a brawler's build and just like not die ever, as long as you have 3 brain cells and they call each other twice a year, like myself. Yeah, like myself. I'm definitely a huge part of that. Like, I'll be honest, whenever I do it, I most of the time use close. Although on Darkness Falls, I've actually been continuing to play Darkness Falls, I've been playing a stealth build. I haven't figured out how to be able to melee attack zombies with stealth yet. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Because, like, I see people do it all the time, and I don't understand how they do it. But they wear light armor, which I'm wearing light armor. They have the advanced muffled connectors. I have that. They have From the Shadows 5, and I have that. Every time I get next to one of the zombies, they just pop up, and then I don't get, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm always just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, most of the time I'll just play like club build, brawler build, because they're just so unbelievably strong. Like with just a club or brawler build, you're just spec into heavy armor. If you're playing base game, go a lot of strength, get fury of blows, and then everything you can in the brawler tree line. Everything you can get in there. And then whenever you headshot a zombie with a fist weapon, then they can no longer infect you. Like, oh, okay, that's like the biggest danger in the game is the stray bite that you infecting you, taking you out. No, you don't even have to worry about that anymore. And then you got beer, L17. Okay, yeah, brawlers exist to be a problem. I mean, clubs have super good knockdown chance, dismemberment chance, one shot, just one shot zombies for no reason. You have a chance, one headshot. So I mean, there's a lot of things. So that's why I think the base game can actually be pretty easy. And then in that case, yeah, not gonna lie, if you're doing Insane Nightmare, yeah, you're then 7 is really hard because you're easy with stuff sprinting at you. I'll be honest, it's something I don't want to do. I'll be honest, it's something I don't want to do. There's a reason I don't play Insane Nightmare on 7, but I do play Darkness Falls. I genuinely enjoy Darkness Falls. Everything. I enjoy the Darkness Falls stuff because Darkness Falls adds zombies start getting a lot stronger pretty quickly in Darkness Falls. And then there's the demons and everything along that with Darkness Falls. So I just enjoy Darkness Falls. I think it adds a lot of life into the game. The game just kind of just doesn't have. Otherwise. Oh, which I just think the just regular 7 kind of just doesn't have otherwise. We'll come back to that. All right. We can have start working on the bag. Connect the bag in. How big do I normally make? I've completely forgotten. Yeah, I've completely forgotten how big I normally make these. Um, kind of annoying. I've completely forgotten. Yeah, I've completely forgotten. I know on the other one. Okay. On the front, there's the circle that it attaches to, and then there's something that just comes off of it there. I think I'm gonna do. I just want to, I'm going to go and have this curve the other way. The reason I want to do that is I want to stress that these parts are not the same. Yeah, I want to stress that these two parts are not the same. And then, okay, from here, we're going to have a little bit going off. And then we're going to use a magic tool called a circle tool. I'm sorry, I ain't that worried about drawing a circle. Not that worried about drawing a perfect circle. Not worried enough to actually like spend a bunch of time worrying about it. That'll work. Alright, that'll work. It doesn't need to be perfect. Then I'm gonna merge this down into layer 2. I should be able to modify all of this. Then we'll just nice. Yeah, and then this can just go just attach right in on this line. I have threading. So I actually kind of used to stitch a little. Why I feel like I'm able to most of the time. But like kind of actually understand how it works. And then I can just erase all of this in here. Then I'll put my little rivets in. For the circle. There. Okay. That actually is, it's looking okay. I might end up changing. Got these two big rivets. And then this is just a little bit of a lower attachment strap just to make sure the bottom continues to stay secured. It's just gonna go something like that. Not that important. It's not that important. Alright, I do kind of want to erase some of the in under the bag. Because like technically it doesn't show up and I'm not animating anything, so no point in having it. Just gonna continue to future because we all know that's easy. Yeah, and see that's looking, that looks pretty. I think. someone else could think. And that opinion would be valid. Art is subjective. I just like my art. This. Okay, we're gonna try to round out this side a little more because it's like not the moment. Like there's no other explanation other than it's just not. See, that's looking like there was like random straight lines in it, and it was not looking good. It just was not looking good. So I actually got a new brush, and I'm interested in it. So it's actually two different brushes. So I'm actually gonna show it off. So this is kind of like just an opacity brush. And I thought it has potential. I don't know exactly how to use this. Like I could use it for shading a little bit. Like I could do that. Work my way a little bit. Then I could just blend it together. And obviously this is really quick, but you can see a little bit of differentiation. And I thought that might be neat. And then the other brush is very similar. And then I think so this, it just looked like it kind of went straight and then it went out. I'm trying to get that to be a little bit more normal. Really don't know. Maybe something like that. Get it? That's looking. We'll keep it like that for a little bit until I eventually change, which will inevitably. All right, and then we can work on the thigh highs, I guess. Because everyone likes thigh highs. I know I do. That's why QT has them. So actually, where I got sick, I haven't been drawing too awfully much lately. So we've been going for like only almost an hour. My hand is on a bit, but I actually have made like pretty good progress in an hour. So I'll call it a win, nonetheless. Yes, I'll call it a win nonetheless. I'll continue. Okay. So you can kind of divide QT's thigh high into about two different segments. So it's got an upper segment and then a lower segment. And I don't know why I did this, I'll be honest. The easiest way to do this is just to treat it as like two different thigh high lines. Like you're gonna go and have the border of the top thigh high. Why am I doing it? Yes, there we go. We'll flip the canvas upside down because that makes this line so much easier to draw. There. And then I'll take this and this about like so. Just now realizing just how much of a mess this is probably going to be to clean. Hooray! Actually, like, oh man, but it'll be. So here's something I've never really established. I have established that from the front, QT has straps that keep up the thigh high. I put them on the back? Like, I'm assuming yes. So on the front, there's like a strap. Oh, there's a strap that goes like this. And yeah, we made this like way too thin. That's fine. This is why we're just sketching for them. We're gonna be lazy and we're just gonna grab this and slide it over. Slide it over. Take Bikini Bottom and move it over there. There, that's better. Just this top part was just not, just wasn't good. Alright, then not really too much about this. It's just a lot of like connecting the lines, smoothing some things out. Not really too hard to draw QT high. Like, it's interesting. It's different than most, and it honestly makes no sense, I'll be honest. But I think it's cool. I don't even know where I came up with any of this design, but it's just what I settled on one day. I was like, that seems cool. Not thinking of a purpose, not thinking of a reason, not thinking of a point. Okay. Yeah, this is actually looking. Now that I'm cleaning it, it's looking pretty alright. Like, the cleaning isn't great yet, but we're slowly working on it. I'm gonna curve this up and over. I genuinely enjoy it. I'll be honest. Like, I might rag on myself from time to time, but I, then afterwards I'm always like, I shouldn't rag on myself that hard. Especially, oops, wrong tool, wrong tool. Because like, I've only been doing art for less than a year. I've only been doing art for like less than a year. So like, whenever I go and I worry, like, my art like as good as it could. I mean, it could be better, obviously. It obviously could be better. Not feeling like the pudge this time. Like, it's honestly, like, I put the thigh high way lower than what I normally do. Normally I put it like right here, start of it, or something like that. This one's like a lot lower. Eh, it's whatever. But that is looking nice. About a few more lines, and I think it's actually looking really good, I'll be honest. I'm really liking how it's. So I've actually been kind of looking at. Okay, so anyone that's knows me and that I've kind of has been tuning in for a little while. I don't really even know how many people know this, but I like starting businesses and planning businesses. So actually my job, I work as a assistant for a company that starts businesses. And I really genuinely enjoy working there because I get to see so many people's business ideas and the businesses that they are planning, creating, and that they're pouring their heart and souls into. And I'm a really big fan of that passion. And as a result, I like just creating businesses and I like the idea of just creating businesses because the heart and soul you can shove into creating business, which, don't get me wrong, has bit me in the butt so unbelievably many times. But it's also been a reason many things that I've started that I enjoy have started. Because like this streaming actually started as me just being like, yeah, I'm just gonna like learn what I can and I'm gonna work on it and then I'll probably drop it. And then I ended up actually like kind of liking it. And now I'm here. Now I'm just here doing this for fun. Um, I don't want. There we go. How's that? It's all up. Just a, there we go. But that's just a thing about me. I just like creating business. I like. I just like creating, and it's not really a point behind it. I just like creating. So it would come as no surprise as someone who likes creating businesses. I created another one, or I'm thinking about creating another one. It's microgreens growing. So I've been a farmer for like my entire life. So growing crops is nothing new. But microgreens are very specific crops. They're they're not taken to their full yield. You're literally like, okay, let's say if you're growing microgreens of like broccoli, you're not, the end result of the broccoli isn't broccoli. It's the plant. It's a baby version of the plant that will eventually grow into. And so the point that you would want to have at microgreens, they're super, super concentrated, like minerals and crap. They're super concentrated with like minerals and crap. And I've been looking at it, I'm like, that would be actually kind of like cool to like grow that stuff and sell it. So kind of working on, I've been kind of working on that business idea. But, and like there's no reason. But that's just one thing I like. I like starting businesses. I like working because like my thought is I'm a business manager. I'm a business marketer. So everything I do is just going to grow my skill set. So I always like to see, even if it's a failed business opportunity, it's still a business I started and I'll still throw it on a portfolio. Yeah, it'll still go on a portfolio. It's interesting. It's all interesting. I've been thinking about starting up like a baby version of a microgreen where I'm doing like, I don't know, a few hundred a week business. That's it. And just seeing where it will go and seeing what my profit margins are like and then whether I feel like growing it. Because that's another thing. Like if I'm gonna work on a business, I'm gonna enjoy it. Like I've put a lot of time into streaming because I genuinely kind of enjoy this. And I like to say that all the time because I do. Even though there's not really many that ever come in, I still enjoy streaming. I enjoy the act of streaming, and whenever I get someone in here, it's always a fun time. It's always a fun time when that happens. So I do enjoy this. So I've been thinking about maybe trying some of that. And like I don't know if like I could do that and that be like a business that I have that is like my employment. I don't know I don't know any of that. I don't know any of the finances that out of it. So I'm kind of tinkering with the idea. I'm kind of which by tinkering I'm just thinking about it. I haven't done any market research on it yet, but I'll give you all developments as it goes along. If anyone wants to ever know about it. And even if you don't want to know about it, it's still going to get brought up on stream. You're welcome. It's still going to get brought up on stream, I'm sure. But I don't know a whole lot about the microgreen. I'll be I'll be 100% candid. What layer is this thing on? That's actually like looking. Yeah, this is actually like looking good. I'm liking it. I'm actually kind of liking this. I really don't know how to do a side profile of the head. You'll notice I'm like absolutely avoiding it at all costs. Like I'm even gonna work on the back of the shawl, which is equally as I don't know what I'm doing back there either. But I don't know. Alright. Work on the shawl. Okay. So the hood is gonna occupy a landscape such as this. It's gonna occupy a landscape such as something like this. I don't know. I don't know how to draw hoods. I'll be honest. I've tried. I What I really need to do is I need to get like my hoodie, snap some pictures. What I need to do. What I need, but that would take time, and I really don't want to spend that time doing it. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. This is actually gonna like, that's gonna probably get caught right up in there. I thought, like, I'm assuming the elbow catch this line of fabric. Just, just pinch it in. That's my assumption. I could be wrong. That's another thing I need to learn. I need to learn cloak. Like, I'm starting to understand anatomy to a good point. Need to chill on anatomy, maybe. But I do like anatomy. Yeah, learning clothing. Nice. You know what? I have an idea. Genius idea. I'm gonna take my sweatshirt, and instead of like actually taking a picture, I'm just gonna put it on a hanger. And I'm gonna put the hood back, and that'll like mimic it good enough, I hope, where I can get an idea of what it's gonna look like. Although my sweatshirt is black, so it does kind of hurt the shading a little bit. It does kind of hurt my ability to view shading. Okay, there we go. So I actually wasn't too far wrong. I was actually like kind of right. Most of my assumption. Okay, so what I can tell, we're gonna have a that. And a that gonna go down like this. Then it's gonna curve in. And this is gonna be the top of the hood. We're just gonna leave that as that line for the moment. This is gonna curve down about like this. Now, then I'm going to look at the other side to get its shape, and then I'll try to find some way to work them together. Something like that. Something like that. I have that. This. Over. Something like that. Not liking that, to be honest. Not liking that. Maybe this is sharp. Maybe that was just too sharp. Try this. I'm gonna clean this line a little bit. I'm gonna give this more of an angle that I like. And we'll see what that is. Okay, that's actually like kind of alright. And then my hoodie actually has like a stitch back here. Got a stitch that's going right back here, back of it. There's actually, it's not like folding a whole. I didn't expect. Like I was expecting it to be like more crushed in and there'd be like folds. I mean, I guess that's a design choice. I could do, but that's fine. All right, now we're just gonna clean this up a little bit, make it look nice, and then it'll be good. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually like quite liking the shape of that. I will probably go in and I'm gonna go in and just erase like the body that I have drawn up in through. Even though it is technically important to keep in mind, I'm not that worried about it. It'll be okay. That's one thing I do kind of envy about painters. Painters, they can just draw over all their sketch work and line work and everything, and like it's like it never even happened to them. I wish I could, but that is my end goal, is to be able to like just go and have like one layer, and I just create something on it. For now, I'm not skilled enough to do that. I got to use my layers and reference layers and everything. That, but people that do that, they're just another skill level of art that I will not obtain for a while. Notice I didn't say ever. Like if that's something I want to go into, I will go into it. But for now, I just want to be able to get to make good art, and then I'll worry about being able to make art faster and better, and worry about being efficient. Because for now, I'm just trying to create. I'm not trying to stress how long any of my art takes. I'm not trying to stress how long any of my art takes, because I genuinely believe, like, if you're just starting out and you're stressing that all your artwork that you took like 3 hours, whatever, to fully make and render out, you're worried about that, I think it's just gonna kill it for you. Like, I mean, is drawing fast nice? Yeah. And people that's been doing it for years crank out a drawing. But as I said the last time I streamed, comparison can oftentimes kill fun. Comparison can oftentimes kill fun if you don't like set boundaries for that comparison. Yeah, comparison can kill fun very easily. And like every time I start comparing my art the hardest, that's when I hate my art the most and I start just not enjoying it. And that's not exactly a good thing to do, especially when I only do art as a hobby. I don't do art for commissions. Like if you're doing commissions, oh yes, I 100% understand you wanting to be able to do art faster. Because if you're literally making a living off of commissions, that is literally your money. That is your only income. Slow down your art process and you don't raise your prices to adjust for what you're doing, hurt yourself. You'll hurt yourself monetarily. And I'll respect anyone art commission. Doesn't matter what type of art commission. Except computer generated images. That's not art. Um, like this? Yeah, something like that. Uh, yeah. It needs edits, but it's good. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take this, I'm gonna curve it all in. Yeah, I'm gonna curve all this in. I think it makes more sense. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, some of these layers are getting really hard to tell. I'm sorry. After I said that, I had to sneeze, and I didn't want to blow anyone's eardrums out. Why can't I? Oh, no why. Okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna draw this layer in blue, and then I'll alpha it to black. And I'll just be doing that. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of getting hard to tell the difference in between most of my layers. Yeah, it's getting really hard to tell between most of my layers. And honestly, this can be done just extreme because it's fabric. It does not have to be perfect. It's not gonna look perfect. I do not like this music. Like, I don't know what YouTube is playing, but I do not like this music. Hold on. Dude, play me music I like. Thank you. Alright, we'll see how long you continues to be nice before I bonk it again for I don't even know like how some of that stuff comes into my recommendations. Like I listen to some funk occasionally, and funk is kind of similar. And funk is kind of similar, but like, eh. But I also don't. All right, and then I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking this. And then the other one's gonna go down something over here. I've already decided that one. I know where that one's going roughly already. Before I've even drawn it. And I'm trying not to just absolutely hardcore. But I'm liking how this is. I'm not gonna lie. Looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that one looks. Alright. No, actually, we're gonna just kind of leave it as. Oh, I have an idea. How I said that this one's gonna go out. What if? Now hear me out. What if? What if I go and I do some perspective bull crap and like it does something like this and it's like super close to the camera. What if I do something like that? Like I'm not. That's interesting. How would I go about doing it? How would I go about doing something like that? Something that dynamic. Now I've got myself curious. Can I do it? The answer is yes. I want, like, I'm not gonna lie. Huh? Huh? Pen? Okay. My pen just was not working. I have no clue what that was about. Yeah, I have no clue what that was about. Yeah, so we're gonna have something like this. this is gonna come over. Something like that. And then it will go over. Really liking doing this. It makes it so much easier to see when everything else is black. I know exactly what I'm working on. Yes. Okay, we've actually done something that's like really cool, in my opinion. Because like this is just like flipping out and coming closer to the camera. I like it. I like it a lot. Yes, I like it a lot. Alright, so now I just gotta clean up these lines and I think I'll be good. Yeah, just gotta clean the lines, make the lines look good. But, I don't know if I had really any other news. I talked about me wanting to play DayZ. I do want to play DayZ. My gosh, I'm looking at that game and I'm like, ooh, that scratches an itch. Because, so, I love survival games. I actually just love the idea of survival in general. Because, where I'm an Eagle Scout. Uh, I have a lot of survival skills, and I'm also a hunter. And I've just honestly lived in the backwoods of Appalachia my entire life. So that's just, I hate to say this, just bred into me. Is that just innate desire for survival? And then as a result, it's just anything survival just scratches certain itch for me. And it's also amazing because survival games will scratch different itches. Like the Long Dark, I'll play that if I like actually want. Okay, the Long Dark has one of the best survival game. It's one of the best survival games in my opinion, from a purely survival standpoint. Like you're literally trapped there and all the resources are slowly degrading. Like everything slowly degrading. So like whenever the world spawns, it spawns food in. There's only so much food. There's only so much food that spawns in, and it's constantly degrading. If you never touch that food and you start exploring like on day like 30, all the food in all these different places is already going to be expired. Stuff like that. And ooh, it's a rough game. Like I've given it several attempts and I do kind of okay. I'm not going to say I'm good at the game. I'm kind of okay at it and I would like to play it a little. I just not have time at the moment. Like I could do it on stream, but I could do it on stream, but I don't know how many people long dark stream, to be honest. There we go. That's actually looking but so I just really like the survival aspect. I like survival as a ideal, as a game design. Because like in the Long Dark, it's literally just hyper realistic, but there's no base building. Well, there kind of is. There's not. Like it's crafting, you have to gather materials. It's super harsh elements, but that's all it is. There's no like super stupid things for you to really exploit. I mean, there is kinda. There's the grinding wheels and stuff that work on Aurora Nights and yada yada yada. Like there's always stuff, but at the same time it's not, and it's really interesting. Yeah, I'm liking how that has turned out though. So one thing is that before there used to be a logo. There used to be a logo right in here. But yeah, that's not gonna work anymore. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start putting it on the left uh hassle. That's what I've decided. I'm gonna start putting the logo on the left tassel. So I actually don't really have like a set way of doing logo. It's always just an X and then I draw three flame looking. But yeah, so the long dark it's just one scratch. It's survival. And even though I kind of rag on it a little bit, Seven Deadly Sins. That's an anime. Uh, 7 Days to Die scratches another itch, which is just like the horde survival idea. 7 Days to Die is like a horde itch scratch for me, and I like that. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that aspect. So I do like that game. No, I'll rag on it occasionally, and especially with the Darkness Falls mod, 7 Days to Die become actually pretty cool. Yeah, 7 Days to Die actually become cool in that situation because like I started screwing up once. So what I found, I'm actually going to talk about this, even though this is completely off topic, and I doubt anyone cares. But what I found on 7 Days to Die is it's like not even worth it to do tier 5 uh missions, bounties. Like it sends you to such stupid places, and the gear at them is meh. There is this, but like there's so many zombies and stuff on the tier 5s. It's like not even worth it because you spend so long going there dealing with it, and then there's landmines. I hate landmines. Does it make sense? Yes. Is someone gonna find a way to put a claymore on a Roomba and have it roam around their house to make something a veneer? Yes. But I hate landmines. Why? I don't look down and I step on them and I die. It makes me mad every single time. And do I learn my lesson? No. I don't look down again, and I step on the clay on another landmine that's right next to the first one I just died to. And I can't tell you how many times it's happened. It makes me mad every single time. So I hate landmines because I don't watch where I'm going. And the game punishes me for it. Do I have anything else? Like, oh, I got arms I can work on. Arms. Why do arms have to exist? Why can't we just be like Rayman? Just have like floating things in space, floating hands in space. No, then again, hands at that point. Then it's just hands at that point as well. We all know we hate hands here. All my homies hate hands. Line. That looks better. Oh, that line is going more places than I thought. Trying to clean up some of this, make it a little bit nicer. If I curve that, it'll look better. I don't know. I'm just playing around at this point. Oh, okay. But yeah, about my tweet, I did get very sick this weekend. But, and the bright side of getting very, very sick this week, I am 10 pounds lighter, which is actually a super dangerous thing. Because, like, I only weighed, like, 185 before. I only weigh, like, 175 now. That's like, I am lighter than I ever wanted to be. I'll be honest, I never wanted to drop below 190 pounds. Like, at 190 pounds, I was like, alright, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm 6'3". I'm a dude. I'm a dude. But I've went down so much weight and I can't stop. Like, it's bad. I genuinely cannot stop losing weight. And like it's not like I'm just not eating. I drink protein shakes, I work out, and I just not stop weight. And it's genuinely getting to be kind of scary. Yeah, it's genuinely getting to be kind of scary. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose any more weight actually. Factually, I don't want to lose any weight. Yeah, it's actually factual. I do not want to lose weight. But, however, my body did tone a lot more when I got sick. So that's kind of like my muscles are showing more now. It's gonna be our thumb. Thumb is gonna go off into a have that out for the knuckle. I don't know. Getting hat get I'm not confident in this area. I'm not confident in like wrist, forearms, wrist to hands. I'm not confident with any of it. Oh, speaking of me not being confident in art, I actually sent one of my artworks to a artist that I watch. His name is Kuro One Half, and he's a genuinely amazing artist, and I believe I'll check him out because he is a inspiration to me and any other. But I actually posted one of my artworks in his Discord for him to give me his opinions on, and that was one thing he said. He was like, "Yeah, you need to learn how, like, you need to learn how uh the like wrist and hands connect together and like hands." And I'm like, man, even he gets it just from a glance at one artwork. I'm like, all right. I mean, makes. I'm like, it makes sense. Oh, this is a banger right here. Banger song. Yeah, I'm not liking anything about that hand. I'm gonna have to actually do a study, like, on that hand shape. I don't have any references at the moment. Honestly, I'm really happy how this line work has turned out. Did I say this is a banger song, by the way? This song is a banger song. I don't remember exactly. I think it's No Name. K-N-O-W name from Dorohedoro. Yeah, No Name. Dorohedoro. And it's genuinely an amazing song. Dorohedoro has really good. Like, I genuinely enjoy the anime. It's actually, so Dorohedoro is one of the few pieces of horror content I can actually like watch. Because something that does not make any sense to me, but exists, is I actually content is really weird for me because I do not like it in general. In general, but Dorohedoro is a horror comedy, and it's not like dealing with horror. It's literally kind of just in horror because it's got like body horror, and like body horror is strangely fine for art. Yeah, body horror is kind of strangely fine for kind of like it obviously has its limits, but it's like I don't know. Horror is weird. Like there's several types of horror I genuinely do not like. Like I'll be honest, I will not watch Paranormal Activity ever again. Because, like, I get that's, like, not scary to some people, but it's weird. I've had problems being able to separate, uh, separate content from reality, which sounds odd, but how do I put this? My, my mind is unbelievably stupid. All right. My mind is unbelievably stupid. And this is also why I don't really care for true crime at all. Because if I start watching true crime, I start thinking about the crime. And then I start thinking about myself being there. And it just becomes a horrible situation that I don't want to be in. And then I can't sleep that night. Yeah, and then I can't sleep that night. And I get that's stupid, yes. But that's how it is. The horror content is really weird because it's always, how do I put this? It can't be obviously grounded in reality. So for an instance I have, the brand new Alien versus Predator movie, Prey. Not even Alien versus Prey. It does not bother me because I know the Predator does not exist. There is no facet of anything in that movie that my mind can be like, oh yeah, this is real. So I'm able to obviously differentiate it. So it's fine. It was a good movie. It had good suspense. I loved the movie. It was genuinely a good movie. But so I liked that movie. And it was technically kind of horror. Kind of. Something like that. It was kind of horror. It had aspects of horror in it. But like, aspects of horror now, let's just face it. Most movies are going to have aspects of horror now. Let's face it. Because, like, we're going to blend mediums so unbelievably much. Which is fine. I mean, every movie medium learn from each other. Because, like, yeah, it's an action film, but they're always going to put something else other than an action film in an action film. Like, for instance, very oftentimes there's quote unquote romance in action films, even though it's mostly, oh, I like how you blew up that convoy and saved me from the big bad drug dealers that I definitely was dealing with. Fingers are quite long. Yeah, them fingers are like quite long. But yeah, every medium will always use an aspect of another medium. Like that's just suspense. An action movie is going to have suspense. Horror movie is going to have a suspense moment. Like everything is going to be used. That's fine. But I don't know. Like horror, my problem with horror is the reason I can't listen to true crime or anything. Like or see horror, horror. What is it? Criminal Minds. I can't watch Criminal Minds. I think it's Criminal. Like I can't watch any of that because I will literally think about it whenever I'm trying to go to bed and then I can't sleep. Like as stupid as that sounds. And I don't know if anyone else has that problem. So I just, but horror doesn't bother me if it's obviously horror. If it's obviously fake and obviously different, like it doesn't bother me. Then I can enjoy the horror for what it is. The problem is that it's just so hard for there to be anything like that where I can enjoy. Like you can go and have like an alien film where aliens are like attacking Earth and have that as a horror, and I'd be fine with it probably. I don't want to say guaranteed. I don't know. So, but stuff like Saw, no. I'm not gonna watch Saw. No, 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 no. We're gonna avoid that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, nope. Trauma. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is, I'll be honest. Like, Friday the 13th doesn't, Freddy, right? Not Freddy. Michael? I think that's it. think that's the one with Mike. Michael doesn't bother me as bad. And like, that's strange. I don't know what's so different about that one, but it doesn't bother me as much. I've watched Friday the 13th. That I've watched the Michael Myers movies. I've watched a few of them, and they don't bother me as much, which is that I know of. Like I've only seen a few of them, and they don't bother me as much, which is strange. Like I don't know what they do different. So it's literally just hit or miss. I haven't been able to figure it out yet, but I also try not to figure it out because I like sleeping. Yeah, I like sleeping. Yeah, because I like sleeping. I don't like losing sleep. And honestly, I think I do kind of. Man, I want to move these fingers in, but I also want to be lazy and not. Yeah, I also just really want to be lazy and not. Alright, and then I'm gonna grab this finger and I'm gonna put it into. Okay. There we go. That's not too bad. Sometimes I just get too lazy for my own good. Sometimes I get too lazy for my own good. Like something that'll take me like 30 seconds to a minute to fix, I'll just be like, I don't want to, because that takes effort. Yeah, and see, now that hand looks just so much better. Although maybe this is just a little bit too long here. Okay. But I'm gonna say, I'm actually really happy with how this is turning out, and we're sitting at about the 2 hour mark. Starting to sit at about the 2 hour mark. So I think we'll probably call it there for today. Because like, I'll be honest, it's getting close to be 11 o'clock for me here. And I tend to not stream too awfully long at night. So I would like to thank everyone that's came by. I've enjoyed just kind of ranting and rambling and just talking about what was that sound my tin pot just made. I have not a clue. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I've enjoyed ranting and rambling. I might try Daisy on stream because I think I know how I can make interesting content. And I would genuinely enjoy playing. So I might try it anyway. I don't know. If you have any ideas, please drop by my Discord and let me know there. Any ideas is always greatly appreciated. I don't know what I'm doing. I just do this stuff for fun. Alright. That's going to be all for today. Everyone, take care, and thank you all for coming by. I greatly appreciate you all being here. Have a great night